Breaking news on Martyn Lucas Investor. We are looking at Swiftcoin, ticker symbol SWFTC. It is a token. Someone requested it live on the show, and first glance, technical chart analysis. Just from a first glance, it looks great. So let me tell you all the levels that traders will be looking at, buying and selling, giving you my thoughts and opinions on it. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down below in the comments. But remember, before I get into it, nothing I say is financial advice. This is my thoughts, my opinions, my speculation live on the show. This is for entertainment purposes, not for you to buy and sell, because I tell you an area's resistance or support. Everyone's situation is different. The reason I'm saying I'm already bullish on it is because I had a first glance, and every time someone requests a token live on the show, we get many requests, we look at many tokens. I zoom out, because you always have to zoom out to understand what's been going on. And most of the time when I zoom out on a token people request, especially if it's a lower market cap one, like Swiftcoin with a market cap of 105 million, I tend to see a crypto that just looks like this side of Swift, not the whole move. You just look at it and it has its peak, it IPOs, and then it just dumps. It actually looks worse than that. But when I looked at Swiftcoin, from the time it IPO'd, it certainly made a base, and it certainly made higher highs and higher lows. This structure is pretty rare to see, and when I see it, I get excited, because I know people are buying this token, people don't want to sell this token, there's higher lows, people are accumulating, people are selling for higher prices, they're not willing to sell for lower prices. It just makes me excited, because you don't see that that often in the altcoin market. All you tend to see is lower highs, lower lows, with the lower market cap cryptos making all-time lows. This one was a bit different, so it grabbed my attention. I'm not investing in this token. I might get invested in this token. Who knows? I need to do some more financial I need to look at the fundamentals. And if you want to see the fundamentals, then let me know in the comment section down below. Hit the like button, and let's see. If we get to 500 likes on this video, we will do a fundamental analysis. Also, let me know in the comment section down below. So, now actually looking at the proper chart analysis, what we can see here is this is where it accumulated. This is where all the accumulation happened. You can see it was around the 0.0000949. I'll represent it in a rectangle for you guys. You can see a lot of accumulation happened here. Once it broke out of that accumulation range, it made its first higher high, then it made its next higher low. And ever since, we've been in a fairly good upwards trend. If we go to the daily time frame, we'll get some more data. It had its first boom and its first bust after, and then it came all the way back, tested the accumulation zone back in August of 2024, had another accumulation over here. Let's change the color so you can understand what's going on. It had its first... let me just change that color so you can see it more clearly. So it had its first major accumulation over here after ICO'd or came out. Then it went on its first boom, came down and accumulated once again, and retested these levels here, which was the highs of the previous accumulation, and then it went off again. And then ever since, we've just seen these sudden bursts to the upside, coming back down, creating a high low, then a massive move to the upside, created a high low, then another big move to the upside, and now it looks like it's potentially creating a new high low before its next big move towards the upside. So we are keeping an eye on Swiftcoin right now. If it does break these levels of upwards trend, which possibly coincide with that level of support, these levels over here. If we do get this as a higher low, whether it's already been created over here at 0.0097, basically at 0.00 basically at 0.01, that could be the next high low, or it can even come as low as 0.009. It can make a higher low or the same low and come down to 0.0075. All of these would be bullish, would be if it's already made its highest low. Fairly bullish would be if it creates a higher low at 0.009, and and not really a massive problem if it comes all the way down to 0.0076. They'll all be buying zones. If it breaks those levels, then we get concerned for it to go to 0.005 and then all the way back down to 0.0025. But we've got a few levels of support right now that can hold it in its place. And exactly like we've seen before, every time it creates this higher low, you suddenly get these big moves towards the upside. So is it going to happen again right now where, well, traders will be looking at this and saying, we've got a higher low structure, we've got a couple levels of horizontal support, this might be on its next big move towards the upside. And you don't have to wait for a big move. You can just take a Fibonacci from the previous high to this low. If the low's been made, you can just put your depending on how high risk you are, you're obviously a high risk investor buying this, but depending on how high risk you are, you can just go to 786 and take your profits when it's up. Another 50% if you're a lower risk investor, then you can go and look at different Fibonacci's and take your profits maybe at the 50% at 0.0014. Those will be where traders are looking. But beyond that, there is obviously targets for new all-time highs. I wouldn't be looking too far into the new all-time highs because that is a massive pump and we don't know if we're going to get there. If we do get a massive altcoin season, if we get Bitcoin to go to 150,000, 200,000, XRP to go to $10, $15, we get Ethereum to get to $10,000, and then you can see the altcoins pump, then yes, for sure, you can make new all-time highs and go beyond that. But for now, if we just get a little pop in the altcoin market, you can see Swiftcoin certainly head up, and right now, it's looking very different to most altcoins out there. It looks primed for a pump. In my opinion, again, it's not financial advice. It can certainly go down. The market cap is very small. So let me know your thoughts. Do you want me to do further analysis? This is our first initial look. Let me know. 500 likes, we'll do a full analysis. It will be in the newsletter as well. We do a daily newsletter, first link in the description. There'll be 2 videos up here for you to watch. Until next time, take care of yourselves and each other.